What was the advice you gave to the other comedians after I went up?
To try to tilt your material to be more real, actual talk to the audience, tone down the
Yeah.
energy a little bit. Hey, if we're just talking and the audience doesn't laugh big, it doesn't feel like I'm expecting a big laugh. But if I'm like, and then I was like, John Kazoo, if the audience doesn't give a bit, if the audience even laughs, like, even if the full audience laugh, and the audience is like, ha 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 ha, there's still this tension that the laugh doesn't meet the energy of the joke. And so it sort of like leaves this weirdness in the room. Hey guys, welcome to Stand Up Analysis. I'm here with Patricia. We're reviewing her set from the last laughter party, and we were just talking about this particular audience. I will say, this audience was unique in that the center of the audience was kind of completely quiet. They did not want to laugh, which caused the audience around them to sort of be reticent to laugh. And you're going first, so you don't have the benefit of prior knowledge to steer it. So I will just say that. So as we watch this, she took one for the team on this one.
Happy New Year! Woo! So does anyone want to tell me their New Year's resolution? Any volunteers?
I was trying to enter in a more interactive way because I know that was an issue before where I would kind of ignore the audience and then get my mic.
I like us walking on stage. I like us trying to woo the audience on the mic to try to rile them up. What I don't like is the first real words out of our mouth is an open-ended question that's going to make one of the audience members single themselves out. So immediately, like, everyone's butthole puckers up and they're like, not me, don't want her to talk about me. Maybe her whole set's about this. I'm going to shut up. So immediately the energy is sucked out of the room because it's an open question.
Oh, you're avoiding my gaze. Do you?
Yeah, see. Once again, we're in a little bit of a crisis because we have to break this tension in some ways. I don't hate it, and we do it in a cute enough way that we're not like you. Like, I like this move as far as a fail-safe.
Well, yeah, I noticed immediately what I'd done, and I was like, well, I'm just gonna acknowledge it.
Have a New Year's resolution you want to share? Graduate medical school? I wish I even wanted to go to medical school. Wow.
Some people could construe that as maybe making fun of like them being the butt of the joke. So like, I like the instinct to use someone. I just wish we had been more like nice with them.
Does anyone want to hear my New Year's resolution?
Okay, but the audience is still on our side. We asked for them like, hey, how are you guys feeling? Woo! So like they don't hate us. They were just worried about that one moment. Also, if Patricia comedian was feeling like from that opening and that pivot and the having to improv a response to that pivot, I don't see any of that. I don't feel like you have just been like you any danger has happened to you. So good job hiding it if we are feeling that inside. I don't know. You tell me.
Oh, 100%.
Does anyone want to hear my New Year's resolution? I really want to see Aquaman 2. The first one really got me through the pandemic. Woo! Yeah.
Love that. Love us wooing to their woo. The audience is quiet, but still, I like all these moves. Yeah.
But I never want to meet Jason Momoa. Yeah, I'm terrified to meet him actually because I might drown in how wet my pussy is getting. Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Yeah.
I think people were just like really taken aback by what I said and weren't sure how to feel about it.
Yeah, so once again, she opened the show, so the audience doesn't really know what this show is yet, how to feel about it. It's like the first comedian, we're like 2.5 jokes in, and we're like, wet pussy. So it's a very aggressive start. It's like, hey, hi, I'm William. Do you guys want to see my stab wound? It's like, whoa, let me get to know you first. So, and once again, that's unfortunate. It's just unfortunate pairing of like you and your material specific to this audience. But maybe we don't. Maybe we have a little bit more buttering up in the set before we go straight into the Aquaman 2.
Yeah, I think it could be farther along.
I don't even know if he can act, right? Like, because I can't see his face when I'm looking at his nipples, you know? I don't even know what the movie is about. Like, there's some redhead that plays the Little Mermaid. I don't know, I've never heard of her. Yeah.
Okay, so similar to the table of all matriarchs in the back, I don't know if they know Aquaman 2. So it's like we're doing a lot of Aquaman 2 specific things that they might not get. So we just need, I think, some sort of button or some sort of invitation explanation to maybe audience members who aren't, I mean, most of the audience probably gets it, but, there is a huge portion on top of the silent middle audience that doesn't get it. So I think that is maybe contributing to the meh reaction to that.
Amber Heard.
But what I do like is like, while the whole audience isn't breaking for you, pockets are, and we are like woo to woo. Us in the back, we're sort of like pimped like an awe out for you, and you responded to the awe. So even the audience that might be sitting politely, like, oh, she is real, she is reacting to us. Our inputs could affect her outputs, so it still does feel like a conversation. It's not full tilt performer in front of us.
So there's this TV show that he's in. I don't know if you've heard of it, Game of Thrones. Yeah. And
I think that's one of those moments where if the audience doesn't respond or give us anything, like, maybe you heard of it, Game of Thrones? Maybe you didn't. Maybe you're living in Iraq. Maybe you don't like games. Maybe you don't like Thrones. Well, there is this game like that. That's one of those moments where we sort of negated our audience response to it and just assumed that one person said yes, and so we took it as them as the voice of the whole audience, and I think it didn't ring true, which is why it's like this weird friction here.
Well, there's that, but also when they're not as responsive, like, I start to talk faster, which is like the exact opposite of what you should do.
Sure.
So I'm like, slow down.
Oh, sure. But it's good that, once again, a lot of we just did this with AJ, and AJ felt the same way. So it's good that I'm forcing y'all to interact with this. So next time, we don't repeat.
there's this young bride that gets married to a horse lord, and she's like terrified because she's gonna lose her virginity to this man she's never met. Yeah. But it's Jason. So I just want to see her get it. Yeah. Like, I was watching their sex scene, and my roommate Sean came in.
Okay, thoughts on the intro to the I just want to see her get it.
Again, they were like starting to respond to it, but then I wasn't like expecting it, so I still wasn't taking as much time.
Also, for maybe the people that don't know Game of Thrones, or maybe be like slower to remember, we are throwing out a lot of terms like horse lord, and it's like horse lord, and we're just sort of like, yep, that's the thing I said, deal with it. Yep, that's a normal thing that people say, horse lord.
Yeah. Like, I was watching their sex scene, and my roommate Sean came in, and then I had to pretend like I wanted to see the rest of the episode. Like, dudes are such twat blocks, am I right? Yeah. This Friday.
Okay. I don't hate that, and the audience said yeah, and we had a nice subtle yeah under our breath. I think this is maybe still, once again, that could be argued, so if you have thoughts, hey, feel free to shoot them out. I think it's maybe just like too hot, like we went straight into sex with no foreplay, so it's still too hard, too fast for this audience in particular. I don't know, your thoughts?
I think that's the perfect analogy for it, actually.
Okay, yeah. We went in straight to sex, no lube, no foreplay,
Exactly.
straight to the horse lord, and the audience is like, ow, ow, ow. Yeah.
Is the 2-year anniversary of when Jason announced his divorce to Lisa Bonet. I'm so excited.
Yeah, that maybe felt a little big for what the room was giving us. So it's like I like that we are unflappable and we're keeping our energy, but yet now it is feeling maybe performative compared to how the room is reacting to us. It'd be like if I'm telling you this story, I'm like, oh man, you're loving this story. Huh? Look at her, she's loving me right now. Oh, you're practically applauding. And it's like, are you not in the same room?
I was just very excited.
Oh, sure.
No one was going to take away my excitement.
Oh, we could have, and like, and if you guys think I'm too excited, it's just because I'm still thinking about Jason Momoa. Woo! So when I slug trail off of this stage, we could have dug into that if we wanted to like be honest with like the, hey, maybe this feels too big, but it's because it's because I'm so excited about this. Admitting that to the audience, I think, would have bought us some honesty with them.
Speaking of celebrities, last month was my birthday. Woo! and I have the same birthday as Taylor Swift. Woo! That's right. That means my Facebook friends wish her a happy birthday and not me. Exactly.
Oh, you didn't wish me a happy birthday. Oh, I know.
Yeah, I think if I had switched this material, it would have landed better.
Oh, yeah. If we'd started with Taylor Swift as first celebrity, warmed them up, got them up to our personality, and then be like, and maybe if we had, some of this is specific to this audience, so I don't know how much of these safety valves we're going to need overall, but good that we have them in case. We also, if we had done Taylor Swift first and we knew we were about to go, like, guys, I'm about to talk about something hot and heavy. Like, do I have your permission? Like, and like, so it's like, so when it goes too far, it's like, I had your permission. And then we can double. I had your permission to talk about how wet and delusion and then really go down deep into it and get like more juice out of the squeeze. Forgive the phrasing.
I'm your actual friend that you know. I've been to your wedding twice. Wish me a happy birthday. Come on. Yay. Taylor Swift was named Time.
Ooh, I just wish there was more. We asked the audience to do something, and we said, yay. I wish there's more of like, oh, thank you guys are now all better than my friends. There's like some other line to further resolve that moment, maybe.
Well, yeah, and I was already like again, I kept telling myself in my head to like slow down and take the moments, but I was already like panicking. So I'm like, man, next thing.
Oh, sure. Yeah. To be, once again, if I don't know which order these are going to come out, but also similar thing we talked about AJ. He had a moment where he like got frazzled in his head and it affected the rest of his set. And so easy for us to make these moves in the comfort of our own chair when there's no time ticking at us and live audience watching us. So like, yes, fair. There are things happening behind the head.
She was at the Golden Globes last night. We're the exact same age. You know where I was last night? Watching her at the Golden Globes. Like, I just wish I could shake it off, you know? So.
Oh, yeah. Because we sold that with, like, candor as, like, the best, you know, like a, I wish I saw you shake it off as, like, a performer. I think we need some sort of real comment in the room. Like, you guys saw what I did? Like, yeah, Taylor Swift joke for Taylor Swift. Some sort of, like, I'm not a performer. I'm a real person in this moment. Versus, like, the, hey, I got the react for the kind of, like, yuck joke, and I didn't comment on that, like, yeah, I'm gonna do a few more of those, or like, okay, we like Taylor Swift more than Jason Momoa, okay, maybe you look at her nips while I look at his, whatever sort of like comment we want to, you know, put on the audience.
Maybe you look at her nips.
I mean, oh god, what am I causing to be on a future laughter party?
So last year on my birthday, take it off, you know? So last year on my birthday, my ex-boyfriend had to cancel. That's why he's an ex. But it's okay. It's okay because I got to spend time with my friends who really love and care about me. Their names are Fluffy and Mittens. They're my cats. Woo! And in my boy.
Oh, the audience applauded like, oh, thank you for cats. Thank you. Woo! We love cats.
I'm so surprised that people cheer on cats.
I mean, it's people like cats. Cats are a big thing. And honestly, like if we want to go the Patricia brand, it's like, oh, I guess my cats got more applause than my pussy did. Jason Momoa joke. Like there's even like a callback there to like comment on the, you know, the relative interests of this audience. Which ironically I wouldn't say to normal comedian, but it kind of fits your brand. A little late, but that's right. A horse load with a horse cock. Oh, sure. If we want to go deeper down into it, yes, Eric from chat.
My friend's chair, a blank space. You get it.
Yeah, see, us commenting on that is like a yuckity yuck joke a little bit allowed that sort of like residual crack that I think we could have gotten the first time as well. So I don't hate it. Once again, the middle audience still isn't sold on you yet, and not your fault. But we're doing great with the rest of the audience. Like, you know, we pointed to table A and got them. So you know, we are surviving. We're not in a death spiral, and we're having a lot of good instinct moments. A lot of great instinct moments that a year ago I would not have maybe trusted you to handle the plane this well when you have some like a part of a wing down or whatever, so
Oh, yeah.
Tried the dating site with all of the ugly people. Yeah, we'll just call it Match.com. Yeah, not Catch.
Oh, some of you have been from the ground, but didn't stay.
Yeah, we'll just call it Match.com. Yeah, not Catch.com because none of them are. But there was one guy that I was very excited.
So that I mean, like, we do have to palletize it some way, because in some way we're like making fun of a whole group of people, and the audience is like, well, maybe some of them are good people in their mind, and we're sort of like lording over how much better we are than the other people. So we might need a line about like, guys, I'm just kidding. The ugly people are on Tinder or something like. Even if we double down on it, I think we just need something to make it okay that we just call like a whole group of people like disgusting, ugly wretches.
I think also like I sounded a little bitter on it.
Sure. Yeah.
That didn't help tell it as a fun thing.
I agree.
Just like, oh no, the trauma.
Yeah, but if you'd called out that like you just did now, I think the audience would have been like, yeah, if you just been on. But once again, easy for us to do now after the fact versus in real time.
Excited about. Yeah. But on his profile, it said that he was into water sports. I was pretty pissed off. But that was a problem because I needed to be pissed on. I'm saving that for Jason, okay?
Okay, a little. So like we have a look of consternation. So the audience we can't fully resolve that. We're like in full actress mode now. So there's like a sort of like a layer that feels unreal. I think that's why these like as they're pee jokes, but they're clever pee jokes. But I think that's why they're not getting the the moment in the sun.
I need to take more time and acknowledge the audience like that.
Yeah, you get it. Yeah. And once again, for those watching at home, it's like Patricia gets it. But when there is a a distressor thing that's happening, which is a silent middle of the audience not reacting as to the way, it's like we have to be like, okay, what tools do I have at my disposal? Very well trained actress, so she's going to go to the tools that are more comfortable, which probably live in the actor land rather than in the stand-up land. So like we are not easy breezy right now, so we sort of like are grabbing onto our our safety rails, our crutches.
I have dated.
Well, one thing I want to say too is I feel like there's always so many people to look at and so many things happening. It's also like figuring out the thing I should be responding to.
I'll show it. Yeah, that is. I unfortunately I can't give you a big like a catch-all answer for that. In general, I'll say whatever is big enough that a decent percent of the audience has seen or heard it, that we have to react to. Otherwise, they'll feel like we ignored something. But to some of the audience, they might not have seen that thing, and they might be like, "What?" So like, it's always it's tricky, and I could be argued any one moment. Like maybe, yeah.
I have dated 3 gay men and 1 bisexual. Woo! My friends were happy I found one who wasn't totally gay. Now, I don't know why these gay men like me. I don't know if it's my hair, if it's the way I dress, or maybe it's because I use 2 fingers instead of 1. William said I had to make it really obvious that this was butt stuff.
Oh, you see how we get a residual laugh just when we like smile to me because we're like putting down the veneer of the performer. I'm like, oh, she's doing something real for a moment, and so that tension of like, is she a real person, resolves, which is why I think that laugh to me is gotten.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, I like that I did different things with the miming, but it needed to be a little.
Oh, yeah, it could have been
slow. Would have been better.
Oh, yeah, slow. Oh, slow would have been. Yeah. Oh, Jason. Oh. Yeah, we could have added that an Jason or whatever there too, probably.
Yeah, because when you're miming, you should do too fast or too slow, and I think I should have done too slow.
Yeah, I've stolen that from you. That's something I learned from you, and I appreciate it. Yeah.
But I will say, dating all these gay men really makes you appreciate sexual harassment. You don't miss it till it's gone. Okay?
Oh, Janet in the back really loved that. She gets it.
Yeah, I couldn't figure out. I couldn't hear exactly what they said, but I knew someone was acknowledging, which was
Oh,
why I tried to throw it
oh
towards
yeah.
them.
She didn't say anything. She just went, ha ha!
Okay.
Really loud. But yeah, I can understand if it was hard to
Walking down
hear.
the street and I hear, "Damn, slut! You got them fat titties!" Thank you. What a sweetheart. If someone catcalled you, what would you want them to say? Does anyone want to volunteer? Sorry, what'd you say? Get that fat ass over here. Woo!
Oh, there could have been a thing like, sorry, more of a fat titties lady myself. Like we could have like compared cat calls.
Well, I wish I had actually heard
The first
what
time.
she said the first time, because then maybe I would have been quick enough. But
Sure.
all I heard was ass, and then I'm like, wait, oh, okay.
Oh, I mean, once again, it's similar to the thing of like not keeping a layer between us and the audience. If all we heard was ass, we could have called that like, sorry, all I heard was ass, which is a good start to a cat call. What did you say? Like we could
Yeah.
confess that to the audience, and it would have bought rapport with them and probably gotten a laugh. So like, you know,
So
it's
confide in the audience.
yeah. Confide, don't hide.
Do you want to know what I would want them to say? Yeah. Okay.
Someone said no. What? You could have been like, well, you're gonna hear it anyways.
Good day, strumpet. If I was your gent, I would never combine your birthday and Christmas present. And I don't know Taylor Swift. And also, you got them fat titties.
Ooh, we could have maybe even gone further with this, like more material, like, and I don't know Taylor Swift. By the way, I have the same nipples as Jason Momoa. You know, like we could have even done like more into this, if we want, before we end this the same way. But honestly, you kind of cracked the audience. Like this was silly enough and big enough and clear enough that I think it like got the first like big full audience. Like okay, they're like okay, yeah, jokes are had. So like they are slowly warming up.
I definitely appreciated in that moment that I didn't like totally lose them in the beginning, that I was like slowly but surely getting them in a little bit. So I didn't feel like I felt better about the set towards the end than I did at the beginning, for sure.
Sure. And maybe it is because the audience is warming up to like, oh, we get who she is now. So like the over sexual stuff, we're more comfortable with it now because like that's her deal, that's her point of view. Like, oh, okay, this is gonna be like I'm now down for the ride versus like, you know, like we've been doing things long enough that things are now lubricated. Even though there was whatever. I know you'd appreciate that.
The bisexual I dated was a hair and makeup artist. He was so romantic. You want to know what he used to say to me? Yes. You are so beautiful. I did such a good job on your eyes.
Ooh, we asked the audience multiple times, ooh, do you want to hear what my cat call would be? Do you want to hear what he'd say to me? I think if we ask them that, either we're asking it too much and it's like it's too much, or we play a game with that. Like, oh, you guys want to know? This person does, that person doesn't. These guys do, but do you guys want to know? So it becomes a game so that we're doing it a lot, but it seems like we're doing it with a purpose and it has its own intrinsic reason for being done instead of just to serve another bit.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's an opportunity. We don't have to take it, but I do think there's an opportunity there because we do it so many times. Like the audience gets used to like, oh, that's a thing that happens.
And you're really good at sucking dick. For a girl.
Oh, you guys know what I'm talking about.
I'm glad that I waited for this till later because I don't think it would have worked as well earlier with this audience.
Sure, I agree with that assessment.
And lastly, That was disgusting. I felt like I was in a porno. Thank you. I guess I have the fat titties for it. Woo!
Oh, I mean, it wasn't easy for us to do that. Or I guess that side of the audience would prefer the fat ass, and you could like call back the call out, like the cat call that the audience gave you. If you do this set again and you do receive a cat call from the audience, you could also try to incorporate that into the porn bit, whatever they say in their cat call. As a thought.
Well, at one point when I first started talking about the cat calls, I didn't hear this when I was performing, but I think someone whistled at me in the recording. Did you hear that too?
I don't remember it, but I believe you. I believe you that it happened.
Okay. Yeah, I wish I had heard that because that could have been really fun too.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
How would you play with that, out of curiosity? In my mind, I don't know how you, but there is like if someone's like, I can't whistle, so it's like, you'd be like, oh, and a good to you too. Like if they're like, wee woo, you're like, oh, a big, if you can whistle like, woo 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 woo, to you too, sir. Like make an even bigger, more elaborate whistle back. As one way that you could play with a whistle. So I see here some of you have experience, but you're sitting alone. So what happened? Like there's jokes like that you can do if you want. I don't know where your mind
Well,
was
it's also interesting because I feel like a whistle is just so tame compared to like what we're used to now. Like a whistle
Okay.
doesn't even seem real. It seems like a 1950s like cartoon.
Oh yeah, a whistle. Oh yeah, if the audience whistles like a whistle, are we in the 1950? Hey Gam, hey Toots, can I get ya? And then that might make our strumpet thing even funnier because we've already done a different time zone.
Right.
Cat call. Yeah, there's stuff we'd have to clean it up a little bit, but yeah, there's definitely I like that as a thing. Yeah.
Yeah. I also dated a firefighter. Yeah. My friends called him my little flame.
Oh, the audience did a full woo there. I don't know what, but yeah, we could have like woo. No, more like woo, 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 or like woo. Okay, we like firefighters and fat asses in this audience. I see. Okay, I'm learning about you. Like if there's like a joke like that we could have made. Like,
Well, yeah, I could have been like, yeah, that's what their cars do.
yeah.
The ambulances.
Yeah, just any sort of like this is the first time the audience like collectively did something together. So any sort of response, call out, comment on that, I think would have built rapport and
Firefighter. Yeah. My friends called him my little flamer. He was gay too. But here's the thing, when you date a firefighter, like you don't get to complain about your day, okay? They've had a worse day. He once told me, I delivered a baby on the F train. It was nasty. But I just wanted him to get nasty. Instead, he just wanted to go up and down poles. Yeah. I bought him a candle for Christmas. It was lit. Yeah. My family likes to give very personal gifts for Christmas. My sister bought me a menstrual cup. She's such a diva. Yeah, it was real fun opening that in front of my 90-year-old grandpa. But gentlemen, I gotta tell you, this makes a great gift for the ladies. It lets us know that you care about what's on the inside. Period.
I almost felt like they were getting a little freaked out that I was talking about period stuff.
Sure. Yeah, once again,
Yeah.
that middle of the audience is like hard to put a finger on or in, as the set might be. So it's like, yeah. We unfortunately we didn't know that until we had a comedian go up, i.e. you. But yeah, I don't know that. It's like you never want to blame the audience, but like this middle audience. If anything, this is a lesson in like maybe if we're gonna do this much sexual stuff, we need more non-sexual stuff as like sorbet palate cleansers, warm them up so we can't lay in. Well, once again, there are times when this exact set would do really well, but I do think it is risky to have this much stuff all concentrated together. So I do think we need more safety valves of other material in between or to audible to if we can feel the audience. You know, if we do, maybe we start hot and heavy with our like, Jason Momoa pussy wet joke, and the audience doesn't feel it, like, okay, I feel you guys. Let me audible cotton candy, and do like a completely more safe set. You can like feel them out.
Got me thong panty liners. Because she wasn't using them anymore. Now, I don't know why I was chosen. I have a sister, a mother, cousins. I don't know what's wrong with me. But I do know that my grandma is sexier than I am. She's wearing thongs, and I'm wearing granny's panties.
Yeah, even the performance here is kind of like, hey, I'm yelling at. So it just feels performative. So once again, we don't need all these things we've talked about, but I think this is just for those watching at home. Like, if it feels like a little like that's the culmination of all this on top of the audience situation.
Actually, I'm wearing granny's panty liners. Now, I have to tell you, none of this was on my wish list. Do you want to know what was actually on my wish list? Jason Momoa! Right, that's my time. Thank you.
And then I make that horrible face.
Yeah, you literally go, bleh. The audience sees you, they're like, what? Like, it's always like. Also, I'm totally giving. I'm just gonna pause on that frame. Let me just make this bigger. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna give you guys the mic to walk in and out with, so you guys don't have to mess with the mic stand. Okay, thoughts on this set? Things you would do if we did it again, wouldn't do, things we learned, anything to tie a bow in us having watched this together.
If I ever had a situation like this next time, I would probably immediately switch to some of my more PG material.
Sure, yeah, I agree.
Yeah. And then it was kind of funny because I think that they kind of warmed up to the family weird gifts once they realized I wasn't going to get super explicit with the period stuff, I think.
Sure.
But it was just, it didn't even occur to me till I was in the moment. Oh, they're a little freaked out right now. I guess I didn't realize how scary periods were for people.
I mean, look, a lot is happening right now. I mean, via the weird audience in the middle, you starting the show. There was just a big pre-show where everyone was talking a lot. So it is hard to isolate and diagnose 100% correctly. I agree that maybe we make some cleaner material. So if the audience is a little bit more squeamish, judgmental, whatever, that we have something to pivot to. But I think a lot of the new habits and fundamentals came through for us in some of the tougher moments. We didn't death spiral. We survived the set, and you sort of did a big favor for everyone else later on the show that okay, we got to calibrate better because you didn't really have the chance to calibrate.
So what was the advice you gave to the other comedians after I went up?
To try to tilt your material to be more real, actual talk to the audience, tone down the energy a little bit. Hey, if we're just talking and the audience doesn't laugh big, it doesn't feel like I'm expecting a big laugh. But if I'm and then I was Jonka Jew! If the audience doesn't give a bit, if the audience even laughs, even if the full audience laugh, and the audience is ha 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 ha, there's still this tension that the laugh doesn't meet the energy of the joke, and so it sort of leaves this weirdness in the room. So I tried to make sure that everyone's energy level sort of tilted so that we didn't have that weird disconnect. Hey, if you've made it this far, hey, give us a like, comment, subscribe, hit that nerdy bell. Both of our social medias will be in the description if you want to follow either of us. And Patricia, any words of parting to say to anyone who might be watching?
Thanks for watching.